Beasley. With the Business Building Academy, we're effectively growing this thing here tonight, so I appreciate that you're all here. We try to focus a lot on education for both business building and for real estate investing. And so today, or tonight's, or right now, speaker, actually, is Ian. He is going to be handling more of the investing side today. Ian is a commercial investor, primarily works in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Primarily in San Antonio. Really smart guy. It's actually very difficult to come across commercial real estate investors who know what they're talking about and who like to tell you about it. So Ian's a rare find. We're glad to have him, and we're you guys would be glad to have him too. So I'm sorry, you can take it from here.
On that note,
All right.
okay, thank you. So that's me, Ian Hackett. I'm the CEO of the CIH Group, Commercial Investment Holdings. And as Matt said, we are a commercial real estate investment company based here in Austin. So what I'd like to cover tonight is, I'll cover the schedule real quick. So I think we have about an hour to talk about commercial real estate investing. And I know that there's at least one residential agent here. Are there any other folks that are in real estate or in residential investing? Because, well, Matt is. A lot of what we'll be talking about is aimed at the residential investor who is considering commercial real estate. And for those of you just interested in real estate investing in general and how that works with commercial. One thing I would like to encourage is lots of questions. So I want this to be interactive. I'd like this to be more of a discussion. So questions are good. Cell phones. If you have cell phones. And I saw some people with cell phones sometimes. Okay, are there any attorneys in the house? Okay, I've got to do the standard disclaimer. That's something you'll find when you're in particularly commercial real estate. There are lots of attorneys, and I'm not a financial professional giving you advice. I'm not a legal, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA. Okay, now we get that out of the way. Let's get to the real meat of it. So who am I? Well, my background is actually high tech. In a prior life, I had a couple of startup companies. We took a company public. I was at Microsoft for a number of years, so I have a lot of high-tech background. Got into commercial real estate about 5 years ago. And unlike the typical investor, we didn't go straight in with a residential investment, a house. We decided to go straight for an island. I mean, what the heck, you know? Why not? So this was one of our first commercial investments. And I think there's two key things you need to understand about this. Well, there's maybe three, the third being it's really cool to actually have that. But it's a piece of real estate, but it is also a business. And that's a key thing to understand when you're thinking about commercial real estate. You have to think about it as a business. So on that note, commercial real estate, what do you think commercial real estate is?
Office buildings.
Office? Strip malls? Multi-family apartments, that's my focus.
Non-residential.
Non-residential, anything from a lender's perspective, anything above 4 units. Well, fundamentally, as I mentioned, it's a business, so you have to think of it first as a business. So any of you here who are business owners, and I'm guessing that most of you you're here because you're entrepreneurs and you're looking to get into a business. Well, this is a business acquisition. It has to have real estate behind it. So office, retail, industrial, those are typically when you hear commercial real estate, that's what people are referring to, multifamily. So my focus will be on multifamily, aka apartment buildings. And that's what we do. We buy apartments. So why invest in commercial real estate? There are a number of things that I think are really important to understand about commercial and why it is such a good investment. From my standpoint, the four key things are the reduced risk, increased tax benefits, income and appreciation. And we'll go through those individually. So, contrary to what you may believe, I honestly believe that there's a lot less risk in investing in commercial real estate compared to other forms of real estate, residential. And if I'd said this a couple of years ago, a lot of people would go, residential is just fine. I think in today's climate, you probably will get a lot more nodding heads, because obviously residential real estate is not as attractive as it was just a year or two ago. But from an investor standpoint, I think you'll find that commercial real estate is a lot easier to evaluate. It's a lot easier to get your head around what constitutes commercial real estate and what makes a good investment. And one of the key things that I think it's really important to understand is that real estate is kind of a lonely sport. And again, having come from a residential investment standpoint, a lot of folks try and do it all themselves. So they have a team, but they really, and this applies to business in general, team is critical, but in the context of commercial real estate, team is imperative. And you'll find that the team members that you bring into your team, these aren't employees, these are folks that you work with, like title companies, attorneys, property managers, commercial brokers. These are key members of your team, particularly the property manager when you're on the acquisition side, and the mortgage brokers too. You'll find that those folks can help you evaluate real estate. So really rely upon them. So they make it a lot easier. You might think that it's a good investment. Well, you have other key team members who it behooves them to give you a good professional opinion about whether or not it's a good investment. So when I look at a commercial real estate, let's say an apartment building, I'm looking at an apartment building today. It's a 200 plus unit apartment building in Fort Worth. The first thing that you'll look at, not surprisingly, are the financials. Offering memorandum will contain the financials and operating statement, rent rolls. So these are fairly well defined, and there's a fairly clear set of financials that you'll look at. So you get to understand what to look at in financials. So that's the first bar that you have to meet. And if it doesn't meet the financial criteria, don't even bother. Just next. The condition of the property. It's really important to understand that it's a big building, so there are a lot of things that you need to understand about deferred maintenance, for example. As long as you have a good sense of what needs to be done to the property, going into it, you need to understand that before making an offer. When you go through due diligence, you'll be able to get more into the detail of that. So financials first, look at the condition of the property next. It might be your business model to find the kind of properties that are torn down. But look at the property condition. Then start to look at the location and the class of the asset. Typically, you talk about 3 different classes of an asset for apartments. There's C, B, and A. A are pretty new, basically brand new properties. They have little amenities. B's were probably A's 10 years ago. And C's are, not surprisingly, they're older. They're in not as good condition. Now, you can have a C property and it's in a really good neighborhood. So it's really important to understand the class of the property, but the location as well.
Are those descriptions kind of arbitrary?
They're fairly well understood. Well, they're well understood in the industry, but it is fairly subjective. CCIM does have a standard description of that. It is a judgment call. It's fairly clear what an A, brand new A building is. When you get into the C, B minus, is it a B minus? Is it a C? At the end of the day, it's not that important what figure you put on it, just that you understand.
That doesn't play a part in lending, does it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. They'll underwrite Class A properties differently. Class A property is lower risk. It's brand new property, and I think it's going to be managed. So it will make a difference. But what you call it at the end of the day,